Hello everybody and welcome to another Transformers third party review. Thanks to the team over at Robot Kingdom. Today we're taking a look at the latest offering from Generation Toy. This is their GT-2 TYRANT, aka the IDW Stealth Bomber Megatron. Like most Generation Toy boxes, it's very minimalistic, but at the same time remarkably strong. Now, like most products from Generation Toys, Warbotron and Transformation, they come in these really nice sturdy boxes and everything is protected with foam layers. On the top layer we have the components which form the flight stand. Really nice black and purple, love that purple. Removing the second layer, we can see we have the wing attachments for both sides, and then we have Megatron already in his huge stealth bomber mode. And put the stealth bomber together, these slide inwards. You've got a hook here and a hook just there. That's going to slide into that gap and tab in nicely. The stand pegs in at 2 points, and then this is on a ratchet. We can slide these base pieces out. Pressing this lever allows us to pull and extend this piece outwards and then tab that back off. Pressing this lever locks this sliding shaft into place, and we can just remove this piece here. This button here can be pressed in and we can position this peg on top wherever we see fit. And this just tabs in to the underside of the jet, like so, just pushing this peg backwards across to secure it into place. Look at that, that is incredible. What a gorgeous alt mode, and I love the stand as well. It's extremely secure. Yes, it's a little bit bouncy on the top there, but it's not going anywhere. It's held in fast, and the base is exceptionally well done. And we also have a very large piece here where we could put a Decepticon logo. Let's just actually take a look at Megatron close up. I first saw this at TFCon Toronto last year when it was in its prototype form, and I thought that looks absolutely incredible. So we now have Generation Toys, MMC and G Creation all doing IDW inspired figures. That's a good thing. SSX have joined the race as well, giving us their Rodimus. I think there's a lot of selection out there, and they're all delivering a very good selection for fans to choose from. Love this purple, it's absolutely gorgeous, and there's a lot of heft to this guy as well. There's some die cast hidden amongst all of that amazing beauty. To give you an idea of his scale, the only jets I really have are the MP11 molds, so he does actually look like he'd scale pretty well. Maybe he's a fraction smaller than what he should be, but man, that's a gorgeous alt mode, isn't it? Right, now to get him transformed up, we actually have to do a little bit of parts forming. We need to just push these out. They're actually going to form the weapons, so that's not horrendous, but I know some people out there absolutely despise parts forming, but if they're going to form part of him, then surely that's okay, isn't it? The top section just pops up and we can bring these around. As he comes out of the package, he's already like this, and this is actually how we're meant to get him for his transformation, but the official configuration for the bomber mode is just untab this piece, it comes around like this. This is the official configuration for the bomber, and with these covering up that underside of the torso. So what we do, we just pop those back up and bring these up to the side as per the instructions, or if you haven't transformed yours up yet, this is how it comes out of the package. We can then pull this piece away, and that now allows us to bring the legs down. So pull that away and bring the legs down. Extend the knee pad out. That now allows us to bring the leg all the way up. Rotate this piece around so that this is facing forwards. Rotate the knee around, bring the knee pad up. Come to the underside of the leg. You want to just pull this piece upwards all the way. Bring the foot down all the way around and rotate the toe. Bring out the heel spur section, and if we look to the underside, there's this silver piece. You want to bring this silver piece down, and there's this small tab that flips down behind it. That's going to form the shin, and again there's another piece that forms the cover for the ankle. This has a black tab section which pulls down, and there's a slot just in the back here. This is going to come down and line up with that slot. This is probably the trickiest piece. Make sure that that's lined up and everything is tabbed in on that leg. Fold up the shin guard section. This back panel folds down, unpegging with these two pieces here. This panel folds again, and for this you want to fold this piece back in on itself. Lift these side pods up, which allows the torso to roll forwards. Now with this piece rolled forward, we can gain access to these silver tabs. They're going to come out to the sides. Bring this piece down so we can rotate this around. This is going to sit and slide inwards, and we have these various points here where we can flip the crotch plate over and the retaining tab just pushes in. Push these side pods up, and again these just help secure this torso piece into place. Now that you can actually stand up because the torso is all locked in, we can separate these arms from the top, and they are going to come up and down, up and down. This piece is going to come over. This torso is going to roll forwards. We can just thread the head up as it does it, and at the same time we're going to bring the head back to this position. We can then move this piece back upwards, making sure the arms are squared off. You can bring this down. The torso is going to tab in to the underside of those arms, locking everything into place. We can then bring the cockpit section up and over, tabbing that into the torso. But although this lower section is secured quite firmly, if we unplug this top piece, we can rock this up on a rocking hinge. This grill piece will come out, and then we can bring this back over, and not only is it going to peg in here on the top, it's also now going to peg in on the underside of this grill, pushing in there firmly at both locations. Tilt these neck pods backwards, rotate the arm upwards, bring the shoulder down. This tab is going to come up. Again, we're going to flip the armor piece up and over and bring this back down to bend the arm and pull and extend this piece forwards. You want to rotate the leg at the knee so that these are facing forwards. The back of the arms untab, lifting upwards, revealing the fist, which can now be flipped around, rotated, and then this can go back and tab and secure that into place. The head is on an extension. You just lift this up, bring it all the way up, and then bend it over like so. We can then bring this piece up to the top. That's going to tab in on the front, and then this is just going to push down firmly on the chest. You can slide these black sections back upwards and tab those in. And then last but by no means least, we can extend the weaponry out, flip this over and push this piece up. The weapons can then come in, tab together like this. I mean, that is just outstanding. And then there is a double gap on here. That's just going to push in And there we have IDW Stealth Bomber Megatron. He is a gorgeous looking figure. Now, we don't have to use this base stand. You can use this peg, and there's a hole underneath his crotch, so we can have him in kind of a hovering position, or we could bring back in that clasp which grips around the waist, and again we can have him in kind of a flying position. But he doesn't really need the base at all. He's a very well balanced figure. At first I had problems with the stability. I couldn't work out what was going on, but because these are all separate pieces, you have to get them completely lined up. Otherwise it's all unsteady on his feet. But once they are lined up, he is absolutely incredible. Unfortunately, this now makes me want to go out and buy the new Mastermind Creations version as well. I'm just really loving the IDW figures at the moment. That cannon is incredibly nice. I mean, just look at that face sculpt. They have done an absolutely remarkable job with them delivering these. We've got G-Creation now doing a Prowl. I believe they had a penciled in version of their own Overlord as well, and we are honestly blessed as fans. Here we have him with my somewhat feeble IDW lineup. I've got the rest of the Stunticons. I will review those very shortly. I do look forward to G-Creation's version of Drift as well, because this Kubenbau version is looking a little bit dated now, and Springer is still standing strong. Probably one of the best generation figures of all time. He hasn't aged one bit. And for those of you wanting a bit of cross-dimensional continuity, here he is with the MP10. Just to give you an idea of how tall he is. He's definitely a masterpiece scale, and I'm definitely calling these masterpiece IDW figures. Because let's face it, they're ripped from the comic books, well, figuratively speaking. The articulation, the head can look up and down, we can go left and right, and unfortunately we do not have any quizzical tilting. The arms can go forwards and backwards on a friction joint. They can come out to the side. They are somewhat hindered by this side guard section, which can in itself be lifted up to allow for more range. We get an upper bicep rotation. We get a 90-degree bend at the elbow. Again, this is hindered by this weapon section. If we move that forwards, then we actually get a lot more range on that arm. We also get a pinned selection of fingers, an additional point of articulation on the trigger finger, and a fixed thumb, but we have rotation on that wrist. We get some rotation on the waist. We don't get any abdominal crunch. We do, however, get a nice ratchet going forwards and backwards, out to the side on a friction joint. We get an upper knee rotation. We get a nice 90-degree bend at the knee, and as previously mentioned, the feet work as separate units. The toes can go forwards and backwards there. We can tilt to the side, and of course we do have this independent heel spur and rotation on that toe. And when we incorporate that display stand and that generous array of articulation, we can get some truly stunning poses. Those of you out there concerned with Megatron's weight, he weighs in at 451 grams. That's 15.90 ounces. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. The Generation Toys IDW Megatron, a must for Megatron fans and IDW fans alike. Actually one of my favourite versions of the Megatron figures to date. Absolutely knocks the socks off that very poor offering. A slightly outdated IDW Megatron that Hasbro gave us. He couldn't even remotely shine a torch to this beautiful, beautiful Tyrant. Thanks again to the team over at Robot Kingdom for making this review possible. I've included a link in the description below to the Robot Kingdom page where this can be purchased. I hope you found the video useful. If you have, feel free to give it a big thumbs up, share and subscribe. And until next time, from myself and Megatron, thanks for watching. Goodbye.